What's up, Hoopers? Harrison Graham here from NBA Now from Chat Sports. We got some NBA news and rumors to get you guys caught up. A lot of buzz around Jaylen Brown and Damian Lillard. We'll get to that coming up here in a few minutes. But first, let's talk about the NBA Finals here a little bit. Tyler Herro, is he set to return? He, of course, fractured his hand in the first round of the playoffs against the Milwaukee Bucks, which seems like forever ago, right? I remember thinking, wow, the Heat steal game one against Milwaukee, but it doesn't matter because Herro, your second best player, is now out for the series, and you're screwed. Well, they beat the Bucks in 5. They beat the Knicks in 6. They beat the Celtics in 7. And now Tyler Herro, he fast forward 6-7 weeks, he's got a chance to return during the finals, according to Chris Haynes. Says that he's ramping up his workouts and is expected to make his return at some point during the NBA Finals, with Game 3 being the likely target, league sources tell NBA, TNT, and Bleacher Report. So, look, this would be a big win for Miami. I know there's been a little talk, like especially when the Heat got up 3-0 in the Eastern Conference Finals, we all thought they were going to sweep Boston. There was some talk of, do you even want Tyler Herro back at this point? I think you saw the next 3 games with some, and even a little bit in Game 7, to be honest, a team that struggled to score at times. Like, you would absolutely take Tyler Herro back into the fold. I mean, this is a 20-point scorer. He can dish a little bit as well. Now, he's not great defensively, and I think the debate is, how much does he play? Does he start? Does he come off the bench? Like, I might keep Caleb Martin in the starting lineup if he's the guy you would have to take out. So those are questions. But if he's healthy and ready to go, I think you absolutely work him back into the mix here. And, if Game 3 is that target, if you're Miami, you're hoping to split the first 2, and then it's a best of 5 with your second best player coming back. Here's Tyler Herro via the Miami Herald. He says, I'm going to be working out every day, twice, 2, 3 times a day from here on until the day hopefully I come back. So I'm always going to continue to work hard and see how my body responds day by day and try to come back as soon as possible. You look at the NBA Finals, the logos indicate the home teams, by the way. Game 1, Thursday night, June 1st there as we start the month of June. Then you've got, the schedule kind of works out Miami's favor. You got 2 days in between games 1 and 2, and then 2 days between games 2 and 3. The NBA tries to stretch out these finals to really maximize their TV time here. So, you're still a week away from Game 3 right now. So, if he's close to returning today, well, in a week, you would think he'd be even closer. Then you got Game 4 on the 9th, Game 5 on the 12th, and then the 15th and 18th to wrap up the series if it does get to 7 games. So the question is this: will Tyler Herro play in the NBA Finals? Type P for play or S for sit. I think he'll return. If he's healthy, there's no reason to not work him back in. Now, if the Heat somehow go win the first 2 games in Denver, maybe you don't rush him back. But if it's anything less than a 2-0 advantage for Miami, I expect Tyler Herro to return to this series. Let's get to the rumors portion of this show. The latest on Damian Lillard, as he recently said he is not interested in the Blazers acquiring developmental players. So Dame, obviously getting older, wants to win at this point in his NBA career. Here's what Brian Windhorst of ESPN had to say. He says he wants help right now. He is not saying, if you don't get me help, then I'm leaving, but you don't need a roadmap to figure that out. Now, we've kind of gone down this road before where it's like, this is the time Dame requests a trade. But maybe this is actually the time he would request a trade if the offseason doesn't go to plan. Now, the Blazers have some ammunition for the first time in a while. They hold the number 3 pick in the NBA draft. That is a very strong trade chip to try to acquire a win-now player to pair with Damian Lillard. Because the Blazers have had trouble signing free agents in the past, well, you're going to have to trade for one. The number 3 pick certainly can help you do that. Here's Wendy once again. He says, this is one of the biggest things hanging over the NBA for the next month. I'm not sure the Celtics will be involved, but I do think a lot of teams are watching. The Blazers have not tipped their hand yet. It's still a mystery. I'm not sure they have it figured out yet. And that's okay. They have a lot of things to consider. Number one, they got to figure out, okay, do we like Scoot Henderson or Brandon Miller better? Obviously, they may not have the choice. One of those guys will likely go number 2. But if the guy they like better falls to number 3, well, then that's something to consider. This could be something that happens on draft night. They might wait and see who falls to 3 and then determine whether or not they're going to try and make a trade or not. Let's be honest, though. If you're trying to keep Dame long-term, you got to pair him with a win-now superstar. I'm not sure who that is. Can you get a Paul George? Can you get someone of that ilk? You go get a Jaylen Brown. It's interesting that Windhorst mentioned Boston kind of just nonchalantly there. Could they be a team that's rumored to move up to the number 3 pick? I think that could be a possibility, but clock's ticking. I mean, Dame's not going to be in his prime forever. Played really well this year, but the injuries have crept up, and his contract's not getting cheaper, that's for sure. I mean, you look at this exponentially just going up and up and up and up. I mean, the time is now if you're Portland. I think you either have to trade Damian Lillard or you have to try and get him a real superstar this offseason. This in-between thing just isn't going to work anymore. They've been stuck in the middle for too long, so try to go all in. It's no guarantee, but you got the number 3 pick to do it in a really good draft, so teams will be interested, or trade your superstar. That's kind of where you're at. You're at a crossroads if you're Portland, so you got about a month to figure it out. Should Portland keep or trade the number 3 pick? Type T for trade or K for keep. I would trade it. I would try to make it work with Damian Lillard, a guy who's been loyal to you, and see if I can win a championship. Obviously, it's an uphill climb, but that is what I would do if I was Portland. Let me know what you guys would do. T for trade, or you can type K for keep. BetUS sponsoring today's show, and they are the best place to go bet on the NBA Finals. Get started today at chatsports.com/bet and plug in our promo code chat125. That's going to get you a 125% deposit bonus. Throw down $100 when you sign up. They'll give you an additional $125 for free. Go bet on Game 1. Nuggets big favorites, 9-point favorites there. The over/under in Game 1, 219.5. I can actually see this being the under, where Miami's just gassed and they score like 92 points and they lose like 110-92. I could see something like that. So I like the under, and I do like the Nuggets to cover. I think they come out and smack Miami in Game 1. Chatsports.com/bet, promo code chat125. Get started with BetUS, player props, series props, finals MVP, all kinds of stuff you can bet on during the NBA Finals. Jaylen Brown, let's get you caught up on the latest there. A lot of discussion about what Boston's going to do with him. Is he going to get a supermax? Are they going to trade him? We shall see, but he is eligible for a 5-year, $295 million contract extension this offseason. Now, Jaylen Brown had arguably the best season of his career, but then he didn't play that great in the playoffs. The numbers shrunk. He averaged over 26 in the regular season, under 23 in the playoffs. His rebounding was down. Assist about the same, field goal percentage about the same. 3-point percentage technically was up, but in the Eastern Conference Finals, he really struggled in that department. I think he shot like 17% from 3 against the Miami Heat, and in Game 7, he really was underwhelming when they needed him because Jason Tatum tweaked his ankle on that first possession. Now here's Jaylen Brown on potential contract extension discussions with Boston. He said, "My thought process is take it one day at a time, focus on getting better, focus on what the future holds, and see where we are from there." Now, Jaylen Brown has not been shy about being frustrated at times with the Boston Celtics. I think he's been upset with the fan base at times. I definitely think he was upset with the trade talks where they reportedly tried to acquire Kevin Durant at the NBA trade deadline. He felt that was disrespectful. You know what wouldn't be disrespectful? If they gave him this deal. 5 years, almost $300 million. I mean, over $50 million per year, and on average about $60 million per year. The question is Jaylen Brown worth that? He's worth it if you think him and Tatum can get you a title. That's the question. Can that happen? Look, last year they were 2 games away. They've been close. This year they were 1 game away from the finals despite all kinds of distractions. You lose Ime Udoka 2 weeks before the season. Joe Mazzulla at times doesn't look like he knows what he's doing. Jaylen Brown himself struggled, and you were still just 1 game away from the finals. So I don't think the Boston Celtics are just miles away from winning a title. But you still have to answer the question, is he worth $300 million? Like, does that handicap you from chasing a championship in Boston? I'm not sure. I definitely think it's something the Celtics have to consider. Jaylen Brown has to consider his future. He's got 1 year left on his deal. He could certainly just play next year out and hit the open market in 2024. So lots of things at stake for both parties as they move forward. What do you guys think? Is Jaylen Brown worth the Supermax? Type Y for yes, or you can type in for no. I think after the regular season, most of us would have said yes, but a somewhat underwhelming playoff performance could have people thinking otherwise. Why for yes and for no? Let me know what you guys think.